Having been delivered from the hands of insurgents, a challenge of getting the 275 women and children properly reintegrated into society has become top priority for the federal government. The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Alhaji Sani Sidi, explains that the agency, in collaboration with other intervention agencies, is trying to provide the best humanitarian condition possible for the rescued women and children. He explained this in an interview with our correspondent, Benga Ashuru.
Emphasis is now given to the rescued 275 women and children. But before their arrival, we'll be managing IDPs. Like in Borno, we have over 10 camps. In Adama, like I said, we have 6 residential camps, and then we have IDPs that are living within the host community who are more in number. But I must tell you that in managing these IDPs in the last 4 or 5 years, we have enjoyed tremendous support from the affected state government, Borno state government, Yobe state government, Adama state government, and to some extent Gombe state government, where we have camps in the northeastern part of the country. And you see, in humanitarian activity cannot really be done effectively and efficiently by just one agency. So there has to be collaboration, there has to be cooperation, there has to be synergy between all the humanitarian actors. And I must say that we are receiving good support, good collaboration, and good cooperation from all the actors. I must commend the caregivers in the camp, because at the time they arrived, most of them cannot even stand on their feet. But now they are gradually recovering, and even not only the children, even the mothers are highly malnourished to the extent that they cannot even breastfeed the children. So it's a terrible situation. But now, during my visit to the hospital and to the camp, I noticed a significant improvement in their condition, and we will continue to monitor them. We have other agencies who have specialty in nutrition, like UNICEF, and United Nations Population Funds and other United Nations agencies, and indeed even the Red Cross are assisting the nursing mothers and the children in ensuring that they recover very quickly.
That was the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Alhaji Sani Sidi, with our correspondent, Benga Ashirum. It does appear the gunman who struck the College of Administrative and Business Studies in Pt.2, Yobe State on Friday timed his attack for maximum impact. Eyewitnesses said the attacker invaded the school at a time most of the students were trooping in for early morning lectures. But the quick response of the students ensured that no life was lost. 6 of the 13 who were injured are receiving treatment at the General Hospital, Azare, in Bauchi State.
The 2 completely destroyed cars at the College Administrative and Business Studies, Pt.2, are the hapless victims of the lone gunman who struck the school on Friday morning. The shooter, who was also armed with improvised explosive devices, blew himself up in between the 2 vehicles. This eyewitness says the body count would have been a lot higher had the attacker achieved his aim when he targeted the time most of the students assembled for lectures. However, the first sounds of gunfire drew a quick reaction from students who are already used to Boko Haram strikes.
I asked one of my college students, what is happening? He said, there is one man, Boko Haram, she is around in the gate, he is coming and start just shooting the gun like this. Just I saw some of the people that are running with the teachers. I followed them.
His intention to kill as many victims having failed, and with his ammunition exhausted, the gunman chose the suicide option and took 2 cars with him. Thankfully, the only person the gunman succeeded in killing was himself. But 13 students were shot. They were rushed to the nearby Pt.2 General Hospital for treatment. 6 of them who sustained severe injuries were referred to the Federal Medical Center in Azare, Bauchi State. One of the medical personnel, who refused to identify himself, described the current situation.
We had 13 incidences, patients brought into the hospital yesterday. 6 were transferred and the rest were discharged. We thank God it wasn't all that fatal.
Some of the wounded students share the experience of their ordeal.
They all started shooting. Before I know, it just shoot me. I didn't know whether it is shooting or not. As I just escaped back to we have one of our colleagues, science secondary school. So as I just reached there, I just escaped down to there.
Only thing I know, I just see the person with gun in your hands. But at that time, I never see anything. Car just running.
At the moment, the school is on a 1-week break to enable the students and staff recover from the trauma of the incident, which was an uncomfortable reminder of the murderous raids by Boko Haram insurgents in the past.
Meanwhile, education in Yobe State is beginning to pick up again as many students who deserted schools in the wake of the terror attacks are now returning. But the parents of these students are asking authorities to work harder by providing not only better living condition, but sustained security for the schools.
Insurgent attacks on several schools in Yobe State might have left some visible scars and setbacks in the state's educational system, as parents are no longer keen at sending their wards to school. But as time goes on, Yobe State seems to be getting over this nightmare as it now witnesses more enrollment of students in schools within the state.
You cannot leave any legacy if you don't go to school. And this school is not only the modern school, all types of education are being taught now in our schools. The Islamic education is being taught, Christian education is being taught, trades, because now you have to learn something. It's not only book and paper. You have to learn something so that even if you finish school, you still have something to do.
Another teacher appeals to the security agencies to give assurance to the people of the state, while also calling on government to provide quality education.
We want the security agents to give assurance to the people and let the people see that these agents were working properly. And on the side of the government, we want the government to encourage the families and also encourage the private schools, because we are taking part of the government's work. It is the responsibility of the government to give education to the citizens of Yobe State.
Security operatives in the state also get a pat in the back by the Yobe State Commissioner of Education, Mohammed Lamin.
We have gotten assurances from the security agencies that they will provide security around all our schools. And we want to assure them that the security agencies are on top of it, because we cannot afford to deny our children education. We must open our schools. The teachers must come. The students must also come, live in these schools, and get the knowledge we want them to get. And we have been telling the security agencies to provide that security around all our schools. And in all our efforts, most of the schools we renovated, or all of the schools we renovated, we have fenced around these schools, which were hitherto open. You can enter from all directions into these schools. But now we have fenced these things around and left only one gate, because in the schools we renovated, we said they should put not only 2 gates, but 1. There should be only 1 exit for each school, entry and exit.
As educational activities gradually pick up in Yobe State, how the state authority intends to close the gap in education curriculum with other states of the country seems the major task ahead.
The Edo State Police Command has given its account of the alleged murder of a staff of Pt.2 Hotel in Benin City who was accused of stealing the sum of 48,000 naira. Police spokesperson DSP Stephen Omoche says Chibuike Ede was hit by a car while attempting to escape from the policemen who took him out for investigations. But in a swift reaction, a rights activist, Olu Martins, insisted there is much more the police is not telling the public about the matter.
The death of Chibuike Ede is one that has generated so much controversy, particularly among the members of the civil society. The story is that Chibuike Ede, a staff of Protea Hotel in Benin City, was accused by the hotel of stealing some money and was promptly handed over to the police.
He was taken on his way just by Edo State Library Board as the police was asking him, now where did you keep the money? Instead of taking police to the point where he said he kept the money, all he did was that he attempted to escape from lawful custody.
The police made available to newsmen the CCTV footage that showed the boy entering the room where some money was allegedly stolen, and a confessional statement made by the driver of a Toyota Camry car that hit Chibuike, causing him serious bodily injuries that led to his death. Also made available is the testimony of the witness who took him to the hospital.
After the Edo State Library, somebody from nowhere, your job, enter my front. On speedily, your job enter my front. So now I call it on.
We saw the guy under the vehicle at the front of the bumper of the Camry vehicle. So it was then I told Kelly, I said, Kelly, you have to follow this guy up. Let's see if you will stop. To be precise, the car was not on speed.
They maintained that they did not kill him, urging the public not to be misled.
Chibuike Ede was not killed by the police, but rather he died in a fatal motor accident, contrary to the speculation making the round. We use this opportunity to advise that members of the public should not be misled by the activities of some groups whose interest is basically self-serving.
While members of the civil society are unanimous that the police should be held culpable for what happened to Chibuike, they seemed divided over the circumstances that culminated to his death.
We must tell the story as it is. If the ones we heard, we still try to find out and tell the story, tell the truth. Not to talk of the one that the secretary of the network, those society organizations, himself was a prime witness, saw it himself. These persons were standing just by him before the accident happened. So, sir, the police it was the police negligence that killed him, but the police did not kill him.
It must be stated categorically that anybody that loses his life while in custody of the police should be held responsible fair and square for the death of that individual. We reject in totality the claim by the police that Chibuike attempted to elope.
The civil society and the police have decided to approach the courts over the case when the courts resume.
When the News at 10 returns, conduct of the United Kingdom elections, what lessons for Nigeria? Please join us again.